Hey guys, it's Thursday morning and I need some love and kindness and support. Yeah, I had a hard day yesterday. I'm having a really low energy down day today. And I'm trying to transition into reactive and think, okay, what's happening? Like, what's causing this? It's a natural part of life. I know that. And partly one thing yesterday, I have a bill I need to mail. And I set it out and then I forgot about it. And so it's already overdue now, but I did this last month. But yesterday I picked it up, put it in a bag with some other stuff I was bringing to the kitchen. It wasn't there. I looked. I just ripped out my kitchen. Where on earth could this have gone to? So that freaks me out on many levels. So I'm working desperately on forgiveness here. Then I thought, well, I'm just going to grab the one from last month. That's not where it should be. So before I leave this house, I now have to go upstairs and dig through stuff and find a really old one so I have the information. End of the world? No, but it really upsets. One, it's going to cost me money and I just hate it. It's going to, at some point raise my interest rates. Anyway, and it's hard to not judge. It's hard not to be loser. It's really hard. But I think that the struggle is, that's the point, is I do have to love myself through this. I have to be aware of how I'm feeling. Even yesterday, I had some difficult customers. And I thought driving home, what? No, it's not about blame. But it's like, what energy? I do believe in energy. Like, I did not feel good or I was down and maybe I didn't acknowledge it. And I thought, you're dragging this to you. What's going on? What's happening? How can we reboot and this not happen tomorrow, even though your energy is going to be low, even though my head feels heavy? So I don't know. Could it be that the last pills I took of the medicine, of the generic, are not working? You don't know. Because it's like a free-for-all. But I also want to talk about, these are for my sugar addicts, my soda drinkers. Sugar is lethal. It's lethal. And I used to drink 3 big Cokes a day from McDonald's, but I did ask for extra ice. But I love them because they do have the best formula of Coke, and it's proven now. I knew that. Any Coke drinker knows that. But, I gave that up. And I started having Sprite a little here, a little there. Oh, I can have it with Chinese food. Oh, I feel a little stressed, that kind of thing. So I've stopped cold turkey. Will not be a slave to sodas. They are so harmful. They're just, you're putting a chemical stew in your body that affects you, especially if you have anxiety or ADHD or mood disorders, depression. Get your energy somewhere else, y'all. Just, we can work iced tea, y'all, iced tea. There's things, right? And I know this. I had breakfast with my friend and she had 3 zero Cokes. And, and she's just like me. She's gone through waves, right? She only drank iced tea because she needs the caffeine. And I didn't say anything because I did say, whoa, Nelly, what's going on with the consumption? But one thing, soda is expensive. You guys, what the heck? You go and it's like $2.50 for one bottle. Of course, you can buy a bigger bottle. It's so expensive. And I remember watching somebody who's like a thrift person with a bunch of kids. And she said, don't buy soda. You want to save money? Want to feel better? Just drop the soda. So I really had weaned myself down. So I just don't have any Sprite. And I really wanted one yesterday. And I thought somehow in your brain, I don't know what it gives you, but you can go have some seltzer water. And I really didn't want seltzer water. I barely drank it, which I wasted a whole can. That's another story. I got to bring one of my cans I can just take a little drink out of. But soda is evil. And I know sugar's evil. And I know other things I'm having are like soda. So, and I think partly I've really buckled down and am really working on getting rid of gluten out of my system, which means cookies, cakes, all kinds of stuff. And I love those things, but they don't love me back. They don't love me back, y'all. And just think of, if you, those are my soda drinkers, if you added up in a week what you spent on sodas, right? You can make your own iced tea. I don't prefer to buy iced tea already made places because it tastes like rubber bands to me, unless it's a nice restaurant. And there's some really good stuff out there. They have a new one that's like, it's caffeine free, but you mix it with a black tea. It's like blueberry and all. Oh my God, you just put it in and it's cold, and I'm going to make some of that just for a treat. But y'all, it's like, just figure out how much you're spending a week on soda. So that's one thing I have eliminated, because then it's like, okay, I like the small Sprites with the lid. Then you have to buy 9 to get 1 free, or some kind of crazy, like, I just stood there one day and I thought, I honestly don't know what this means. And then one time I was behind a man checking out a bunch of soda, and she's like, well, you need da da da. And we looked at each other. I'm like, can you imagine this is this hard? And he said, okay, why don't you go run and get what I need? But really, it's expensive. I mean, if you're having like 2 a day, 3 a day, and you're buying them like at a drugstore or like, God forbid, a little restaurant that marks it up, you spend $5-10 a day on soda. But of course, Starbucks is like that, but I do not buy Starbucks that often. But it's something. Of course, Starbucks drinks, right? Depends on what you're getting, but for sure, as for less squirts of the syrup, that will save you some stuff. But to me, those are a treat, right? They're not my coffee, like my good old coffee right here. So yeah, and really, I mean, and I don't know if it's this feeling of, I want what I want now. And like as a kid being told you can't have it, you can't, no, that it created a false need or something in me. Now, of course, it's biological driven. If you're drinking soda all the time, your brain wants soda. And once that hit, it wants all that stuff. That's where if you can switch to, let's say, an iced tea with a little stevia or something, if you need it, put some lemon, put some fruit, make it a treat. Yeah. But it was just a day yesterday, and I realized all I could do not to get a soda on my way home, but I didn't, because I don't want to give my money to companies. And it's toxic. You are literally, every time, I'm really trying to look at food now. What is this doing to my brain? Like, what right now is this doing to my brain? Well, there is sugar in my creamer, so I had half a protein shake, right? So now I have protein and I have it in my body. So that way it's not going to make me go up and down, because today I really need to be not up and down. So when you look at the soda, go back and look and see how much did you spend last week on soda? And then, okay, think about it. What could I do nice for myself? Like, is there a new top? Is there, do I want new art supplies? Is there, or maybe you don't have to be a thing. Maybe I want to get my nails, get a manicure, whatever it is and that helps me sometimes, but I'm just, I know I kind of almost feel like I'm in a fight for for my life. Because I am going to move past this sugar addiction. I am. Now, having said that, I'm having my good protein, my little egg muffins I made yesterday, which you couldn't see because they did not let it post. But I'm putting a little sweet chili sauce. So let's look at this. Nothing like terrible in it. But let's see. A tablespoon is like 3 grams of sugar. There you go. So you gotta be careful with your sauces. And I remember one time, a long time ago, Oprah said, I think she was in Chicago and, having a really hard time adjusting. She wasn't, Oprah yet, but she went in. And of course, you win most of your battles at the grocery store when you're trying to cut out that kind of food, because, if it's not there, I would never go out and buy food just to buy food. I'm too lazy. And she said she had hot dog buns and syrup, frozen hot dog buns. She ate them. But there's a biological thing. Now, people are all overweight for different reasons. And some people are overweight because they've been eating bad and they kind of pay attention. They lose weight. They don't have an eating disorder. They don't have a disease. That's whatever we want to call it. But it's a thing. So, and I think yesterday what kind of set me off is the honey on my little treats, which you haven't seen yet. So I think today I'm making some at work for everyone. It's such a healthy thing, but I think, you know what? Let's just not do the honey. You have an apple, I put cinnamon, then you put whatever kind of peanut butter, Nutella, almond butter, whatever you like. Then normally you put a little honey, very little, but I think my brain clomped to it. And then I crushed up cashews, whatever nuts you want, fruit, whatever you put on top, and then you drizzle it with a little chocolate. Now, I didn't do that because I was pressed for time. But I did grab a chocolate bar today, but I like the dark chocolate, but because I'm making this for people, just get this out of my house. But like, I have all kinds of candy right now in my house. I have them go for cooking, and I'm not getting into it. It's very strange about that, but I would have gotten a soda. So be aware of that, y'all. Start being mindful. It's not like you're going to wake up today and say, hey, I saw this and I'm not going to have soda, because your brain is going to torture you. So you have to begin though to understand, every time you have soda, you're putting toxic chemicals in your body. And if your brain is fighting to push off anxiety and trying to focus and trying to feel joy or be happy, and it is in the grips of a horrible toxic chemical, right? And so that's just my little talk right now. Just made me think of it because of my friend was drinking so much, and that's probably why I kept being overweight. And the hard thing too is with people who are diabetic or, you know, insulin resistant, which is a lot of people. So you drink soda, right? So your sugar goes boom, and you go, you have more soda. So all day your insulin, right, is trying to regulate that. So at least if you have sodas, try to have a protein with it. At least start that. That might help letting it go. But yeah, but I think I was getting touched in a little anger yesterday. I think, and that's probably very healthy and very good for me, because that's not something that comes easy to me, except, you know, when my mother was going through the nightmare of being in and out of rehab and hospitals, y'all, my anger was present. But it wasn't for me, it was for her. So it's interesting. It's very interesting. So I thought, you know what, we're going to approach this differently. At first, I didn't want to do a video. And then I'm like, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a video, but we're going to get up. We're going to get our shower. We're going to get, you know, ready. I said, we're going to get I'm just obsessed with laundry, y'all. So I have one of my last big loads coming up of pajamas, stuff like that. I have all folded, ready to go up. And I have shirts. Now I'm down to the things that are going to hang. So before I leave, I'm going to go down there and swish up one more time. And then, so I have like 2 small loads left. I want that all done. And then Saturday, I'm going to hit the ground with my sweaters, because I'm going to be downstairs doing a lot. It'll be easier. So I thought, we're doing that. I don't know how I end up with more dishes in my sink, y'all. It is a thing. But I did them. Like, you're going to do these dishes. You come home tonight, don't worry about anything else, but you're going to feel good. I have my Instapot I'm giving away. It is so heavy. Unbelievable how heavy this thing is. And my coworker takes the bus. I talked to someone yesterday, like, you know, on a Saturday night or something, could you drop her at home with this thing? Because I don't see how she gets it on the bus. But that's gone. You know, my new things here to put together. So that would not be today, y'all. Would not be today. I can remember when my mother wanted her hair colored or highlighted. Y'all, I had my own little beauty parlor. But when she pressed me when I didn't want to do it, it never came out right. I said to her, I don't want to do this. And she would force me, and God, poking through that cap, y'all. How many, you guys who know, I mean, that cap, and oh my God almighty, woo, that would hurt. So yeah, so I thought, yeah, we're not doing that. That's okay. It's not end of the day. And I took about a bunch of stuff that's on the floor in my kitchen, and I'm putting it in one area in the living room. And I'm like, that's going to be our goal, is just get everything out of the kitchen and really do my decluttering, and then really think hard and long. And of course, art, y'all. I did do, I refuse to go a day without doing art. So here's one of my little drawing a day, and I watercolored it, but I call it Storybook Cottage. And it's from this. I'm not putting it up next to side, but it's from that. But I think that looks like that, right? Anyway, I love it. And that leads me to moving on a little bit. We'll come back to that. But this is an old book I have forever. So I went through, and there was really kind of, you know, some of these fairy tales are mean. I don't like them. So I pulled out a bunch to just paint on, like the gingerbread boy. I don't like the gingerbread boy. I really don't. So anyway, but the colors, are they not phenomenal? I love this. So I know one of the reasons too, these are the kind of colors that were in my textbooks. But then what I'm going to do is, and look, like there's a little bluebird up here, and I just love the colors. So, but look at, I mean, there's some mean pictures in here. So what I'm going to do is, with my list of other things I want to do, and that was the other thing, so I'll tell you at work, but I took out the date. But then I can use it and do an altered book in it, or not. I don't know if it's going to lay flat enough to work in it, because the binding is amazing, right? So luckily me, I see books all day, every day that are inspiring. I want to read. I want to cruise through to tell other people to read. So I just looked at my desk and I had a cart. I just thought, this is crazy right now. This does not make me feel calm, and it does not make me feel, it makes me feel a little bit out of control. So I took my lunch and I went through, of course, I have to write down titles. It's a thing. I mean, they're on the computer, you guys. It doesn't matter. So anyway, I took almost all the children's books, but then I have books on birds, books on trees, books on flowers that I want to look at for inspiration. But I left a whole bunch to look at today to slowly go through. But there's a new book, The Story of Bigfoot. Y'all, I want to read that. I've seen Bigfoot. That's the story I have. Am I going to read that? No. So I went through and let a lot go. And, I had my list. I never really ever go back to the list. But if it were really, I'm still trying to read this book. Claire already read it. This Marian Keyes. But I think I might skip that one for now because I think it's too deep and read something like lighter, right? Like a cozy mystery. I'm going to try that. But anyway, it was really bothering me. And I just looked over and I thought, you gotta, okay. Number one, you really haven't dealt with this and she started feeling better. And two, it's gonna take time. You have to give yourself time. But in that second, it just felt like I can't do this. Or why am I doing art? You're not an artist. Really, it was bad. And I thought, what is going on? This is just junk to be put away. Why all of a sudden you're not an artist, that you can't be an artist? Like, is there some... where's that coming up? But I think that was the message of everything. Where's that? Like, I'm really working through some of this art crap. Really, I think it's very deep. So, yeah, but I guess trying to listen, I'm proud of myself. And I can't hold it against myself. I'm tired and cranky. Plus, this full moon's coming. We got the solar eclipse. I dare. Y'all, I think the solar eclipse is on my cataract day. So I will not be looking at it. Maybe on the TV. But I'm like, what is going on? So that's the message, right? But I wanted sugar so badly, but I'm really proud to say I didn't have it. It's like, just run to the Safeway and get some grapes. Okay, right? I'm coming back with just grapes. No. And just, so I'm not going to I'm not even going to say I'm giving up gluten because my body's like, what? My brain's like, what are we giving up? Why? We've always have to give stuff up. Why do we have to do it? Oh my God. So I'm like, yeah, we're just going to increase. I'm going to work thinking about increasing stuff. And then slowly, look at this, y'all. I haven't had not one bite. But anyway, these turned out really good, except I did overcook them a tad. But you'll see the video. All kinds of turkey sausage, red pepper, and feta. And I would have used more feta. It was the first time I'd done it. It was a miracle, y'all. I made that yesterday. And I had all good kinds of food to eat yesterday, but it wasn't about hunger. It was this. See, they're a little chewy. I think I was gonna use salsa, but I don't have any. I gotta get some salsa. Anyway, they're fine. The point is, I did it. So I just want to share that with you, and that this is a process. It's a journey. It's highs and lows and stretches where you don't see water, stretches where you only see water. I don't know. And I'm trying to be really kind to myself. I really can't control these thoughts, right? Like, I can't really control all of a sudden, like, why do you think you can be an artist? Why are you wasting your time and money? Give everything away. I'm not choosing to think that, but it's there, right? And that's the part of me that probably needs the most compassion and love. And that's the part you kind of swap away. Shut up, really, when you think about it. So as I progress and, y'all, I really want M&Ms, and because that's what I had as a kid, especially when I'm craving things like soda, McDonald's, M&Ms. There's certain cereals, there's certain things I crave from my child, and I know it's from my childhood. And I know it probably something was going on. My parents gave me sugar to shut up, and it made me feel better, and somehow it's all twisted. Food is love. Food is love. But I'm going to challenge anyone drinking soda to start to wean down, right? And to remember, if you really want soda, don't sip on it all day. Sit down, have that toxic mess. Notice how you feel later. Do you feel more anxious? Does your energy, do you feel energized for a second and then you're down and you've got to get another soda, another hit? And if the detox is not pleasant, I've done this many times in my life, and but I'm just worth it. It's not about, again, I think the Buddha said it, somebody, or Thich Nhat Hanh, somebody, fall down 8, get up 9. Fall down 20, get up 21. So these thoughts are here, they're coming up, and I think I'll have a lot more dark ones as I pull away, as I'm not medicating with food or shopping or even, Instagram or that kind of thing. I really limited my YouTube this week watching. I've been watching art stuff, but not going for a walk yesterday, even for 10 minutes, was a problem. Huge problem. So today at lunch, my first thing, get my shoes on. Like I don't have my shoes on at work. Head out. Grab my water, get out, and just, walk for 10 minutes. Whatever. If I go longer, I go longer. It's not about evaluate. What was it? I'm reading this book called Gentle, Nonviolent Communication. And we're going to do a deep dive on this book. It's really interesting. But it says, are you observing something or are you evaluating something? Think about that. If you're observing something, you're the observer, you're outside, you don't have, feelings one way or the other. But when you're evaluating, and I think I do that like constantly. So that alone was like, whoa. So am I observing my thoughts or am I evaluating? Because I do, because it doesn't feel good to think why are you doing art? You're terrible. You don't have talent. What the hell's wrong? People are lying. People are lying to you. They say you're good at it. You're not good at it. Jesus, really? Really? That is a voice that we're going to work on. And I think before you just ignore it, you distract yourself. But no, and that's the part of myself that needs love, kindness, and compassion. I was thinking that it came to me because I'm in a constant dialogue with God, my angels, my mom, my dad, all my ancestors, just begging for help. Because I think it's going to take all that, really, to move over this, if I've been climbing this hill, right? And it looks like I can see the mountaintop and I'm close, but all of a sudden, shoot, you're on a plateau and it's so much farther away than it looked before you got here. But that's okay, because I'm going to rest. I'm going to pay attention to myself. I'm going to try to feed myself, feed my brain good stuff, so then maybe I will not be craving sugar. I know once you really stop sugar and get past that really bad time, you feel so much better and you don't crave it as much. It's really soda. We call it devil juice for a reason. Number one, it's toxic. Look at the chemicals. Next time you want a soda, God and forbid diet soda. Those are even worse for you. And they affect your body the same way, by the way. But look at the ingredients on that. Even now, this whole thing in Mexico, you get real sugar as opposed to what, right? So yeah, anyway, and I know, I've been addicted, majorly addicted. So, but yeah, I'm very proud of myself and the fact that, sometimes, I just got through. I heard the voice. I didn't have time to even think about it till I got home and kind of calmed down. But I felt bad in my own skin yesterday. And that's a bad feeling. That's how, if a snake has to shed its skin, it must feel bad. Something must go internally to make it want to shed its skin, to put up with the pain and the effort or whatever the heck. Because a snake that does not shed its skin dies. But that's how I felt. I felt uncomfortable in myself. And, but I did come home, I worked on my little sketch, and, I did not lose myself in TV. I got to bed early. I was exhausted. Plus I'm trying to get up early and get my rhythm changed. So that takes time, really, because I'm thinking if I want to get up at 6, right? And 6 to 7 is going to be my house carrying time. 7 to 8 is going to be my, get ready, hang out with Clara, just kind of that kind of time. And then I want to do art for that next hour, and depending on my day, right? So get up and start doing this, house clearing and all this. But y'all, every weekend I want to do it and I haven't. So this weekend I'm like, you're going to do 4 boxes because that's what you want. And, people are waiting for your stuff. People need your stuff, right? Let's get the vets to pick it up. I keep rescheduling. But I have 2 whole days off. I really don't have anything planned. And so that is really what I want to work on. And I said, you know what? You can take a few art breaks, but if Saturday you get up and pound, and I'm going to take y'all in the garage. I'm going to do 20 minutes in the garage, just to starting the cleanup. I'm like, you can do that. You can do an hour if you want, but let's think this through. Like, I want my kitchen decluttered at the end of Saturday, and that's not hard. That's doable. Even taking breaks and doing other things, right? And then get everything I take out of this kitchen either in a bag to go away, trash, or where it should be going, right? So that's what's going on. I'm starting to bring the fabric up in my room. I think I have 2 more to bring up, and then Saturday I should finish all my sweaters and have all that put away and gone through, and yeah, and then we'll have space for that, and I'll be like, okay, you want to watch YouTube? I can't watch YouTube and film, but you know what I mean? So, but I can't imagine, some of you will want to go with me. But like I said, there's no maybes, there's yes and no. And then when all the yeses, because y'all have a lot to go through, we get to the yeses, we'll do it again. Because I think, well, maybe you do have 20 different pieces of pink. Not that there's, But that's where I'm at. I just want to share that with you because I know, it's hard. Sometimes it's easy. Sometimes you flow. Sometimes you have to be out of body, right? And I think if you've had childhood trauma, it's just a natural thing to go to, right? Just a natural thing to do. Just get you through it. But now you need to stay in your body. Now it's like you need to honor all that pain and trauma, right? And process it as a grown-up, which you couldn't do as a child. So, yeah, I think I was listening to an art thing and somebody had been bullied in childhood. And, and she said, as an adult, she's really working on that. And it's so painful. But she she just doesn't want to feel what that little girl felt, right? I mean, it's painful. It's terrifying. It's amazing. And, but she said, I am not going to, I'm going to cry. She's like, I'm not going to abandon her like other people did. Imagine trying to love and parent the parts of yourself that got abandoned. So anytime you're addicted, like sodas are addicting because of the sugar and the way it affects your body. But anytime shopping, whatever, and you can figure out why is the whole world just crazy about shopping, right? There's just so many abandoned parts in ourselves. And, it's like feeding that little girl when I was upset, someone giving me a Pop-Tart or, giving me a Hostess cupcake. And, it did alter it. And, but it's training, right? You can only meet your needs with food, right? Because it changes your brain chemistry. Think about that. That's pretty deep. So there's a lot to do. And, but I'm also Sunday going to give myself the joy of doing art and being messy and having fun. And, yeah, I do want to do some food cooking. So I want to, and the thing too is I have to set breaks to get up, stretch my back, move around. So I'm working on that more, not to, just go in some zone for 2 hours. And then be like, oh, my back needed to stretch out. So that's kind of what I'm working on. Yeah, it's a progress. It's a journey. It's never, you're just not, I don't know. But how do you enjoy where you're at and appreciate it? Especially when it doesn't feel good. I mean, enjoy is not the right word, but I want to connect to this feeling. I want to be with this feeling. Whatever comes up, I want to heal that. I want to love it, work on it, and move out of judgment about it. Really, that judgment that came up, oh my God, about who do you think you are and you're not an artist, and like, where on earth? Somebody said that to me sometime, or that's what I thought they were saying. Can you imagine doing that to a kid or a young person just starting off in college? Really sad, but that's because those people, right, are not dealing with their stuff. So there's a lot of terms. Here's what I'm not doing. I'm not reading a lot about meditation or certain things I've already read about. This nonviolent communication is very interesting because it's also stuff I can apply to work. And so I'm kind of going through that. I'm going to grab, like I said, a mystery, but I'm not going back, and I'm reading for a spiritual moment, but not, I mean, right now it's like you meditate, you don't need to read about meditating, you're good, that kind of thing, you know. So it's a fine line between reading stuff, like reading all about how to eat healthy and and then yet you don't, but you feel like you have because you read about it. My friend and I, we talk about this all the time. We read about meditating, we talked about it, therefore haven't we meditated? No. But there's different forms of it. And anyway, I'm going to go because I have a couple things I see. Normally I want to talk. I'm like, nope, we've got to learn to control that a little bit better. So I have, laundry to sort out. I need to go find an old bill so I can get that written up and take it right to the post office. I want to leave a little early because I feel like traffic's a little worse on Thursdays. And then, well, it's my early morning, so. But thank you guys. And I know people are tuning in to see art, or people are tuning in, whatever. Yeah, it's probably not your channel. You know, it's not that there's nothing wrong with presenting your best, right? And like, wow, look what I did. There's nothing wrong with that. I do that. I think it's fun. I like to watch things like that, or look what I bought, but I just am thinking about it, and there's a man talking about, a man talking about art. So he did this thing on, be careful buying art supplies. And, there's an industry, and then, a influencer, dear God, what a horrible word, but an influencer, I'm a sharer. Okay. I do not want to influence anyone. I just share what I love and what I like, and then people can do what they want. But so the influencer is getting paid money to show you the product, and then you buy the product and everyone works out, but did you need the product? Maybe you are really looking for a different kind of watercolor paper, and you can learn about it. But also he said after time, watercolor paper, something happens to it, gets gummy, right? Everything has a shelf life. So I'm right now really working on, there was something I was obsessed about, y'all, and I can't remember what it is. Oh, I want carbon paper. So I need to look first, see if I have it. And then I need to see if I can find a small package of it. And then I'm going to ask people, do y'all have any old carbon paper? Like I've been asking people, like, do you have any old type paper or onion paper? But yeah, I can't imagine carbon paper is super expensive. But this one class I'm taking, and she's drawing faces like from it. And I want to try it just to get a feel for like how I'm drawing. But anyway, not a big deal. Can go on my list, sit in my Amazon cart. But all right, guys, I appreciate you so much. And just, if no one's told you, I love you. I think you're amazing. And doesn't matter where you're at or what's going on or what's happened to you. You're just a joy. You really are. And you're a blessing to people around you. And if you don't feel that, either you're around the wrong people or you got some work to do. And you know what? Be a blessing to yourself. And I'm telling you, it's not easy. It is not easy. This is so hard. I can't tell you how. I just wanted to get out of my body yesterday and how do you do that? You alter your brain with chemicals, with TV, with stuff. Get that dopamine hit. And I just wasn't going to do it. I'm going to cry. I owe the little girl that I was to stand with her now and be present to her pain. I'm going to give that to her. She deserves that. She deserves that because now I can. And, we just abandon these parts of ourselves. And even if you didn't have anything traumatic or anything, it's hard being a kid, right? You're picked on or this or that, or you're not good enough. You're not the tallest. You're not the pretty. I mean, really, it's just traumatic, I think, sometimes, And then I see kids in the library and they're so free-spirited when they're just, and then there's people who are running around are so badly behaved. And I think, I want to go to their mom or dad and say, you know what? This is not good for this kid. Right? We all have to have constraints because when you start society's going to put it on them and then they're not even going to know how to handle it. It's going to be so painful. I see this with grown people when I have to, not do what they want me to do. And my God, and we're at a library. I can't even imagine. Heaven forbid you're not going fast enough for someone on the road. I mean, really, where is people's boundaries and limits? I don't know that it's being taught anymore. Just like kids can't write or do cursive. maybe they can write the you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know. I don't have answers. I have questions, and I have read my whole life. So I have things that I've thought about, and I have amazing people and I have conversations. So I want to share that with you guys. But yeah, I just not going to abandon that little girl. And I have a picture of her been taking around with me. And what a precious, beautiful kid, you know, and so excitable and so wanting to try and do everything, you know, as kids are magic, you know, unless someone tries to destroy that magic. And for whatever reasons, the universe, even society now, it's tough. It's really tough, you know. But anyway, so yeah, so this is a safe place, and you know, I value everyone's sharing. And if you can't share, I hope, you know. But again, grab pieces of paper and just write the shit out. Like write, like all this stuff. Throw up on the paper, y'all. Throw it out. It can't. It's like you got to get out of your head. You got to get out of your head. And writing is one of the. Even if, let's say, you can't write well, record it and then delete the recording. It's just talk out loud to yourself, right? I remember when I was preparing for my mom's celebration of the life party, I talked everything out loud. Everything out loud, what I wanted to say, went over it and over it and over it. I went over like, what did I do? What should I do? Kind of thing. So I'd invite you to think about that, you know. Anyway, I'm going to go. Hopefully YouTube will let me post this. I'll be checking in. You know, it's so funny. I'm okay. It's just I'm in pain, right? And I'm grappling with what's next, right? And I seem to be keeping myself stuck because I guess I'm afraid of what's next or not sure. The one thing I know is I made it this far and I'm nothing but smarter and more evolved. So, yeah. Anyway, check on your little kid. You know? When you hear that voice and you try to shut it up, what's it saying to you? It's there for a reason. And I don't think you can heal it and let it go and truly be yourself and authentic. And in the moment, if you're constantly, you know, diving or dodging this or that, I don't know. Other people are going to think you're nuts and I'm going to unfollow you, and that's fine. It's not for everybody. But for those of you it is for, I appreciate you here and I appreciate your energy. And as you're watching this, even the thoughts you're sending me, I feel it even before I post it. It's very strange, but I do. And that's why I usually feel better. So this has helped me so much. I'm going to have a better day having shared this with y'all. And so please don't ever worry. You know, I have a great support system and I can reach out to a lot of people. And but reaching out to you guys and sharing this is so important. And even if right now you're thinking, yeah, this has nothing to do with me, maybe down the line, maybe you'll hear a thought and think, huh, what's that about? So anyway, you guys, I love you. You take care. And yeah, I'm going to try to post. I have a bunch of stuff to post. YouTube's fighting me, but I'm going to fight them back. So, all right, guys.